Hey guys, before we get into today's video, I want to remind you that my very first live stream will be tomorrow, Saturday, May 24th. To get access to this live stream and to future live streams, click the join button below. And for all you existing members, stay updated on my community page for the time I go live. And I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, I got two things to say. One, when you leave the Jehovah's Witnesses, you have every right to walk away and never speak of it again. Don't rehash it with friends, relatives. You deserve all the peace, prosperity, and good things. You don't owe Watchtower another second of your life. Now, the other thing I have to say. If you feel compelled to speak up, you should. And here's why. All right, what happens when a person gets disfellowshipped? They use silence, right? They silence the person. They can't talk to nobody. They can't explain what happened to them. They can't tell their side of the story. Their own mama don't want to hear from them. And historically, one of two outcomes happens. One, the person wants to get reinstated. They want their death sentence lifted. So, they show penance and go to the meetings and, grovel and cry, put in their letter, yada, yada. They do the whole enchilada. Or if they don't have any intention of getting reinstated anytime soon, they're just mentally and emotionally, they're just prepared to coast. They just go away and stay quiet. Yeah, I fucked up, I gotta repair my relationship with Jehovah. They really do believe that they deserve this treatment, this self-flagellation. So they play along and they keep their mouth shut. But for those of you out there who might be watching this who are maybe debating, maybe you've been debating with yourself about speaking up, maybe sharing your story, don't let anyone tell you let it go. And the reason why, I get why these well-meaning friends, family, whatever would say this. And again, it's your life. You're totally within your rights. And I will advocate for your peace above all else. So if it's just not your thing, don't say anything. Move on. Don't ever speak of it again. But for every person who feels motivated to speak up and doesn't, Watchtower goes, that's right. Our legacy of shame and humiliation worked, guys. What are they gonna say? You don't have the balls. Watchtower is one giant, sick, dysfunctional family. One that is counting on you going away quietly into the night so they can keep doing what they're doing. The following are 5 ways that you can resist this culture of silence and break the cycle. 1, tell your story. Throughout the generations, the Watchtower organization has successfully established a culture of silence, and it is only through sheer defiance and speaking up they will have a harder and harder time consolidating their power as time goes on. Every voice counts. Talk about how your judicial committee was conducted. Tell them what the elders said to you, how graphic and disgusting they were, the type of smug, abusive, manipulative behaviors that the elders demonstrated. Your objective in doing so is to shed light on the abuse of power. For every person who speaks up, your story exposes patterns that have affected generations of Jehovah's Witnesses and their families. All right, shit that was happening in 1972 is still happening today in 2025. They are counting on your silence. Let's just be real. They're counting on you feeling small and ashamed and guilty and hoping you'll just go crawl under a rock. I'm also fully aware that this carries serious implications for you emotionally and legally. You have to think about potential backlash from friends, family. If you name names, you'd have to find out what your rights are. You'd have to give that some thought. And again, it might just not be good for you to dredge up these old wounds. And if it's not, don't do it. I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm only talking about people who feel like they're in a confident position to do so. It feels right. They're in the right headspace. It's time. All right, so how do you do this? How do you tell your story? Make a YouTube video. Don't want to do it on screen? Totally fine. Do it anonymously. Cut the camera off, turn it around. You're worried about your voice? Just disguise it. Use a filter. You're like, nah, I don't want to be on YouTube. Start a blog. Stupid. Who reads a blog? Barbara Anderson, the OG whistleblower who blew the lid off the child sexual abuse cover-up. She detailed the entire thing on her website, on her own blog. And thanks to her writing, her activism, her getting on Dateline, a lot of people found out about the blue envelopes. Thanks to Barbara Anderson writing a blog. Or, if you can handle it, contact the media. your local newspaper, blogs, podcasts, whatever. Tell your story locally in your own town. At least get something started there. If it feels right for you, if you feel ready to tell your story, do it. Bottom line, do not underestimate your own power. 2, target the right people. So I made a video last year, do this if a Jehovah's Witness comes to your door. And I'm basically talking about hit them where it hurts. Women and children have zero power in the organization. All right, don't mess with someone's granny. She doesn't have any power. Don't make the young guy, the young teenage girl or whatever, don't make their Saturday worse. Instead, speak to an elder. What you do is you peek your head out and say, is there an elder? I'd really like to talk to an elder. If you're going to engage with the witnesses or confront somebody, speak to the leadership. Find the man in the suit. All right, ask that friendly elder that comes to your door about the child sexual abuse cases. Ask your elder brother-in-law. All right, let's say you got witnesses in your family. Ask your elder brother-in-law about the Shepherd the Flock of God book. All right, if you're talking to an elder, bring up the shunning issue and that you're fully aware that Jehovah's Witnesses shun family and that you think it's detestable. Basically, what I'm saying is just don't let the elder think that he can pull the wool over your eyes. Because on balance, these are some narcissistic sons of bitches. All right, rip that elder a new one, because I don't care how nice he seems to be, he's complicit. Jehovah's Witness elders are the eyes and ears of the congregation. They know everything that's going on, and it is because of their compliance, inaction, and cowardice that abuse is allowed to flourish. All right, this is some Nuremberg shit. Oh, I don't know, Your Honor. We were just following orders. If you're gonna make it your goal to engage with a witness and call them out, target the right people. 3, speak up. Let's say you're inactive, or you have JW relatives and you're not a witness. You're a worldly relative. Speak up. Turn down any invitations to meetings. Your Auntie Yolanda is trying to give you literature, give you a stack of magazines. Turn it down. Give it back to Auntie Yolanda and explain why. Let's say all your family's hanging out, right? All right, again, you're inactive. And it's a Sunday and everybody's sitting around the dinner table, couch, watching the football game. And mom is like, wasn't that talk by brother so-and-so so encouraging and uplifting today? And you're like, oh, Brother Smith? The son of a bitch who diddled both his daughters and the elders let it slide? And then, mom gets all offended. Now, the brother settled that. This is how the Jehovah's Witnesses operate. If the body of elders come to a conclusion, if the body of elders say a matter has been settled, we have asked for Jehovah's direction in this matter. This matter has been settled. We don't speak of this matter again, understood? They won't. Like good cooperative little sheep, the congregation is forced to accept what they've been told and not challenge authority. So if you know something, and I mean legit know something, I'm not talking about a little gossipy shit. You legit have some sort of intimate knowledge of a situation where you know somebody got hurt or is still being hurt and everyone around you wants to play dumb or play selective mercy, don't let that shit slide. Talk about it. Don't let mom get away with that. Be an obnoxious neon glaring sign that you're not going to play their little game of case closed. 4, disassociate. Disassociate means you formally revoke your membership in writing. A lot of former Jehovah's Witnesses or current Jehovah's Witnesses who are considering leaving or fading, they express that they don't feel the need to do this. I don't have to answer them. Fuck that. I'm not writing anything. Don't. And others won't do it. They'll fade. Fading is like distancing yourself, trying to disappear and slowly back away from the congregation. They do that because they know that disassociation is an aggressive move. That's just a fact. It's an aggressive move that shows that you are officially revoking your membership. And if they do that, they know that they risk losing their family. Almost 99.9% sure they're going to lose their family. All right, so disassociation carries very real, significant risk. Your family will cut you off. Personally, I wanted to disassociate as a sort of symbolic act. It was a demarcation between my old life and my new life. Almost like a return to sender moment. I had this belief system from birth imposed on me. I don't want it, take it back. Personally, I feel like if I had just faded, I would be giving my family false hope that one day I'd come back. I'm just weak. I'm just this weak little sheep. I'm having a hard time. I have mental problems or whatever. I'm just spiritually weak and one day I'll regain my strength and come back to Jehovah. Like, I am done. Like I've mentioned through this whole video, do whatever you want. It's your life. But some people choose to disassociate because it sends a clear message and it might motivate others in the congregation to investigate why you left. They have doubts. They're secretly questioning. And then they see you do that and it's like, whoa. Like I know for myself personally, there were several people I knew growing up that disassociated, and I was like, whoa, like I never in a million years would have thought, oh, sister so-and-so, brother so-and-so, I never would, they were so faithful. What happened? Their act of disassociating was a very powerful statement that had a direct impact on me and where I am today. 5, unwitness. Just unwitness at any given opportunity. I'm not saying you got to tell your whole life story to your plumber, but let's say you're talking to your plumber and for some reason, somehow it comes up in conversation. Oh yeah, I got a cousin who's a Jehovah's Witness. Take a page from the organization and do a little informal unwitnessing. Case in point, my husband, he was in a work meeting and everybody had to stand up, say a little bit about their background of some sort of orientation that was going on. Talking about their background, qualifications, different anecdotes. And so my husband at one point was like, oh yeah, I don't have any problem speaking to strangers, developing these business relationships because I had to do preaching and public speaking for over 40 years as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. He just sort of tossed it out there for comic relief with with the rest of the staff. Like it wasn't he wasn't bashing the witnesses. He was keeping it light. He was just like, yeah, I was a witness for over 40 years. I know how to do this. I talk to people. I did this my whole life. And sure enough, one of his colleagues, one of his coworkers, met him outside in the parking lot after work and was like, yo man, that was wild what you talked about this morning because I have a nephew who's a Jehovah's Witness. My nephew's a witness. Like, can you explain this to me, ... So just this side comment, of, oh yeah, I used to be a witness, LOL, got the wheels turning with one of his coworkers and helped his colleague sort of connect the dots about his own nephew, in certain questions he had for years that had just eluded him. I mean, it's even happened to me several times, just random times. And I'm like, yeah, they have a serious child sexual abuse problem. They cut off family members. I have friends that I haven't spoken to my parents in 8 years almost. I have friends who committed suicide because of their shunning policy. And they're just like, oh my God, really? I had no idea. Just these little random moments of unwitnessing. It's a really powerful, underrated method of helping outsiders understand the psychology of witnesses. And like in the case of my husband's coworker, helping him to connect the dots and explain the toxicity that was sort of festering in his own family. For years, he just couldn't put his finger on it. So you just never know. So anyways, any final thoughts? I know that there's a lot of people who like to do, former Jehovah's Witnesses, who like to do more aggressive forms of activism like cart crashes. Some of them will do Kingdom Hall crashes, but those are tricky. What tends to happen is they can backfire and just make the witnesses dig their heels in deeper because it looks like they're being attacked at their place of worship. If you're going to do something like that, let me just say I'm not condoning the use of violence or stirring up drama just to make a scene. In these cases, in these cart crashes or Kingdom Hall crashes, it's usually it tends to be a CSA survivor. It's somebody who was silenced for a long time. Their voice was taken from them, their power was taken from them, and this is one of the more aggressive, assertive ways that they feel that they can reclaim their power and their voice. So I understand and respect why certain people do it. But then you'll also see former Jehovah's Witnesses or activists do organized peaceful protests outside of Jehovah's Witness convention centers, like their summer convention when they all gather so the public can see it and learn more and raise awareness. I just want to take a moment to give a shout out to my fellow XJW activists who are working really hard, using their voice to raise awareness of the organization's harmful policies and are getting out there and doing their thing. I'm really proud of you guys. The main thing I want you to take away from this video is not, oh, we all have to be activists and talk about this forever. I'm saying if the spirit compels you, speak up, listen to your intuition, follow that voice, because Watchtower expects you to crawl under a rock in shame. All right, it's 2025. Time for a reckoning. Thank you guys for watching. If you'd like to know more about the Jehovah's Witnesses, you can subscribe for more content. Again, first live stream is tomorrow, Saturday, May 24th. Channel supporters, turn on your notifications as to when I go live. The rest of you have a great weekend, stay safe, and I'll see you soon.